அருட்பெரும் ஜோதி அருட்பெரும் ஜோதி தனிப்பெரும் கருணை அருட்பெரும் ஜோதி அருட்பெரும் ஜோதி அருட்பெரும் ஜோதி தனிப்பெரும் கருணை அருட்பெரும் ஜோதி You are filled with Jyoti, the light of God, and it is a light of compassion and intelligence. You are filled with the light of Arun, the light of grace, the light of God. It is an intelligent light. It's a light filled with compassion. Listen to his chant. We become both compassionate and infinitely intelligent. அருட்பெரும் ஜோதி அருட்பெரும் ஜோதி அருட்பெரும் ஜோதி தனிப்பெரும் கருணை அருட்பெரும் ஜோதி அருட்பெரும் ஜோதி அருட்பெரும் ஜோதி அருட்பெரும் ஜோதி அருட்பெரும் ஜோதி தனிப்பெரும் கருணை அருட்பெரும் ஜோதி
mantra revealed by Shiva. Listen to the song, develop compassion and enlightenment.
அருட்பெரும் ஜோதி அருட்பெரும் ஜோதி தனிப்பெரும் கருணை அருட்பெரும் ஜோதி அருட்பெரும் ஜோதி அருட்பெரும் ஜோதி தனிப்பெரும் கருணை அருட்பெரும் ஜோதி You are filled with Jyoti, the light of God, and it is a light of compassion and intelligence. You are filled with the light of Arun, the light of grace, the light of God. It is an intelligent light. It's a light filled with compassion. Listen to his chant. You become both compassionate and infinitely intelligent. அருட்பெரும் ஜோதி அருட்பெரும் ஜோதி அருட்பெரும் ஜோதி தனிப்பெரும் கருணை அருட்பெரும் ஜோதி அருட்பெரும் ஜோதி அருட்பெரும் ஜோதி தனிப்பெரும் கருணை அருட்பெரும் ஜோதி
Greetings, everyone, and welcome to this wonderful time to come together, this special time of the year where we can honor our ancestors and get their blessings. So welcome, everyone. It is Wednesday, September 2nd, 2020. My name is Sucharita. Welcome to Ply Center, AstroVed's free YouTube service here on Power Time Practice at Ply Center. So we are going to find out how these 15 days are going to be impacting our lives and impacting the lives of our loved ones. And it is always such an honor and a pleasure to be of service and support. My name is Sucharita, for those of you who don't know me, and wishing you all a warm welcome. And we are going today to view an instructional video for about 4 or 5 minutes, where you will see my hands taking you through a tarpanam practice, an ancestor offering, because this is what the 15 days here on YouTube is all about, is to find out what to do to honor and bless the ancestors so that they will be honored and blessing you back. So today is the first day after the full moon, and it is going to be focusing mainly on creating wealth. So what to pray to the ancestors for? Wealth. It can be, your intention can be that you want a certain amount of money. You would like to have a certain item that represents an amount of money. So whatever wealth means to you, and generally speaking, it is relating to finances. So if your finances have been up and down and your whole life it's been coming and going, you've never been able to really invest, then there could be ancestors who are disturbed on other planes and they need to be appeased. And just like we need money here on the earth plane to put a roof over our head and pay our bills and clothes and medicine and food and water and all the rest and travel or whatever it is that we want to do, we need money. Money makes the world go round. And so we've inherited perhaps ancestors' genes that we share, even though they're no more. Remember, ancestors are those who are passed away. They're dead. They're no more. So those ancestors may have lived lifetimes of scarcity consciousness and poverty consciousness, or not ever having enough, and not ever being satisfied enough, even if they did have everything. So there is that consciousness that says, I don't have enough. And that's not really vibrating wealth consciousness. So that's what we want to do here today, is to experience a process that we will take you through. I'll guide you through it, and I'll actually do it live after the instructions have been viewed by everyone. And if you do have the items available that you can do the tarpanam offering, then you're welcome to join along. So the main thing is we want to feel something. We don't want to just watch it for entertainment purposes. Rituals make you to feel rich, inside, outside. So poverty consciousness starts from within. We share our ancestors' genes, our soul genetics, as Dr. Ply has coined the term, means that we don't even think that we are thinking our own thoughts. We just think, oh my goodness, life is the way it is. I guess it's my karma that I have to suffer. Or maybe we ask those who, what, where, when, why questions. So Dr. Ply says that if you can, during this Mahalaya, this great night, or great 15 days of this, it's called Mahalaya Paksha, if you participate and honor your ancestors and feed them every day and ask for the blessings. Today is the first day. So it's going to be all about financial blessings, wealth blessings, whatever that means to you. And then that consciousness, that conscious effort on your behalf for them to evolve, they will be able to then go into higher realms and then turn around and bless us. So this is what Mahalaya Paksha is all about. 15 days in a row at this time of the year. There's a window of time where they're flooding the earth plane. They're coming in droves, and you may have experienced them. How? You may have like headaches or body aches and pains, or all of a sudden you get some bad news about someone in your family, or even someone may pass away during this period of time because the vortexes open up, the gates to the heavenly realms are opened up, and those people, those souls in your gene pool may want to exit at this time. It can also be inheritance issues come up. So squabbling, bickering, fighting, people who have been, they haven't received an inheritance and everyone else got an inheritance. So they've been cheated out of it. And that, if you're in that situation, you can pray to the ancestors and say, hey, come on, that's really not fair. So how can we right this? So participating in this service every day for the ancestors, to honor the ancestors, really you're honoring yourself. So there are also paid services offered through AstroVed Apply Center, which we're going to dive into because it's so important to understand when these very powerful times of the year, these very powerful 15 days can change your destiny. Dr. Ply said, if you just do Tarpanam for the rest of your life, every day, and you participate when the vortex is opened up for the ancestors to come and get their the offerings and then bless you in return, that's all you would need to do. So we can pray, we can chant, we can meditate, we can travel around the world to vortexes, power spots, we can go on pilgrimages, we can be charitable, we can be the most fabulous people in the world. And if we don't get the blessings of our ancestors, perhaps we won't fully express who we truly are, which is to be our highest and best self. So with that, we are going to watch the video. So I'll pop up on the shared screen video presentation. It's going to be about 4 or 5 minutes in length, really quick. It's going to tell you exactly what you need to do. You'll just see my hands moving and you'll hear me sharing about it. But then once we come out of that video presentation, then we're actually going to do a live Tarpanam offering, and we'll do it step by step so that you feel it. We'll get into a meditative state. We'll ask for Ganesha to come and remove the obstacles. We'll ask Dr. Ply for his blessings. We will dive into the Tarpanam offering, and then we will do a little bit of chanting to help us to access our divine self, to transmute any negative congested energies that are stored in our DNA. So we're really going to scrub ourselves up inside out at the level of the body, the mind, and the soul. So thanks everyone for joining, and let's begin with our instructional video, and we'll pop back together for the live offering. So if you have a little bit of time to get your items, then you definitely can do that and then come back. We'll see you in a bit.
So here we have the items that you need. So you can put it, this is what it looks like all together. So you can have that in a Tupperware that, you know, waterproof. So you can have these items. So you can see a little bit of the rice grains, you can see the rice powder, you can see a little bit of the cut up darba grass. If you have that, it's not necessary. And then you can see the coin. The coin is there. So it's not very much. And then I'll just show you one by one what you need. So you can just take a little bit of black sesame seeds. And Dr. Ply shares that if you have nothing else but black sesame seeds, just use that. You can even use the clear ones, the yellow ones, but these are all available online. So you should be able to order it online, even if it's not available in your country. So the black sesame seed, just a few. Now I'm using a little bit more because of the video purposes. I want to be able to have quite a large sampling so you can see it okay. But you can even use half of that amount. So, and then if you have white rice grains uncooked, and you just have those in your home anyways for cooking if you cook rice. And then you just put a little bit like that amount. And then if you don't have the white rice grains, you can simply use white rice powder, and that is available at any store. Especially you can look for it in the international aisle. And then if you don't, you can go to an Indian puja store or for Indian food store. They have it there in bulk. And that's what you can get all this in bulk in Indian food stores. So you can take a little bit, just, sprinkle a little bit. And this is all done in your right hand. So this is my right hand. And then this is, I've cut up the darba grass into little pieces. And this is normally, if you strung a few pieces of this grass together, it comes like in about foot long or maybe 18 inches long pieces. And it's, you can ask for that at an Indian puja store or online. You can look up darba grass, DHARBHA, sometimes it's spelled like that, or DARBHA, darba, not durva, like as in Ganesha grass, it's darba. So, so you take that and then you can just cut it in little pieces. So you have about that amount in your hand, and then you take your coin and pop it in there. And then you can just, as Jared mentioned, you can take a little bit of water. So a fresh bottle of water that's opened up if I don't have the tap handy or the shower handy. So this is done over a bowl or over the sink. And then you just pour a little bit. And then you kind of just let it be a paste or with a little bit of water. And then you can just simply say your prayer. So your prayer can be, you're just focusing on your heart, you're focusing on your third eye, you're asking Ganesha to come and remove the obstacles for the ancestors to come and experience this beautiful offering. You can call on Dr. Pillai to bless you and your ancestor offering so that you can connect with the ones who need it the most. And then you just can visualize them coming and picking up this offering energetically. And you don't know who they are, and in fact, you don't need to name them, because you just want any ancestors on your mother's side or any ancestors on your father's side to come and take this offering. And then pause and feel in your body. Feel in your heart, it will be pounding, your chest will be pounding, because there's such excitement coming from this connection. You get to do something that helps to relieve the pain and suffering of your lineage. And then you can just say your prayer to go to the light, and then you just release it. And then how you release it is you just take the water and you just sprinkle it, and then allow it all to wash into the bowl that's in the sink. And then you can take your coin out, put it away, and then this, what has been offered into the bowl, you can put it outside, or if you want to pour it down the sink, you can, although you want to make sure that the drain isn't going to get clogged. Even with the rice powder or rice grains, they can expand and make a nice rice patty in your drain. So it's better to just pour it outside if possible. And then it's not too much, like maybe a quarter cup. So it should be okay. So that is the offering in short.
So that's it for the instructional part of the video. And what we're going to do now is we are going to actually get into the tarpanam offering. So I'm going to be moving again. Once again, you're just going to see my hands, but I'll be explaining every step of the way. So I'll be moving the camera over to the little altar that's set up, and so that you can see everything here. And we're going to share a lot about what you can do at home to honor the ancestors, to enjoy the energy and the blessings from the Siddha tradition, the lineage that Dr. Pillai hails from. And you will be able to give you some tips that you can easily do at home. So tarpanam is an ancestral offering We want to do it between sunrise and sunset any day and every day, like we would brushing our teeth. If we want to have good dental health, we want to brush our teeth every day and take care. So if we want to get blessings from our ancestors, we want to do this every day. And then what will happen is we will take a shower, and after our shower, or even Dr. Ply says you can do it when you're in the shower. So there are no hard and fast rules with Dr. Ply. He knows we live in the 21st century and we've got to do things really quick. So he has modified the version for us that I'm going to show you right now. But before we get started, let's get into a state of receptivity so that we can feel a connection to the ancestral realms, the divine realms, because not only do we have maternal and paternal ancestors, we have exalted ancestors who can show up like gods and Siddhas, spiritual masters. So these here, there's Lord Muruga there, and he's surrounded by the 18 Siddhas, and that's the tradition that Dr. Ply hails from. So we want to be able to eventually turn the body into light at some lifetime or another, like Christ did. He had the light body when he resurrected from the dead. And so he said, you know what, you don't have to die. You can get to a lifetime where you honor your ancestors, get their blessings, get the blessings from exalted ancestors, gods and saints and sages and angels and divine beings. And perhaps even in this lifetime, it might be for some people that they will get those blessings to get the light body, which is a painless body. It has no pain, no suffering, and it can do miracles, not only for itself and the people around, but for the whole world. So we're evolving in the golden age, and this is a ritual that will enliven your body, your mind, your soul. Pray for wealth consciousness. So we'll get into it now, closing your eyes and putting your attention internally. Imagine a reddish orangish light pouring down your legs into your feet and toes. This reddish orangish light is the light of Ganesha, Gana-isha. These are spiritual beings where Ganesha will say, hey, go and help these people. They're making an effort, clear out the negative congested energies inside of them and in their lives. Om Gam Ganapataya Namaha Nirvignam Kuru Kuru. Om Gam Ganapataya Namaha Nirvignam Kuru Kuru. Om Gam Ganapataya Namaha Nirvignam Kuru Kuru. Now imagine a light shooting up your backbone, piercing your chakras, enlivening them on the way up to the top of the skull, and this light shoots into the space like a searchlight, seeking out your highest self, all divine beings, blessings from your ancestors, like a divine Wi-Fi connection. Imagine two beams of light entering your eyes, piercing your eyeballs. Keep your eyeballs steady and still. Two beams of light enter the eardrums. The light goes inside of the head, lights it up, lights up the brain. Even the face heats up with this light. Two beams of light shoot up your nostrils. A beam of light enters your mouth, pierces the tip of your tongue, lights it up, rolls across the tongue, lights up the middle of the tongue, inside, outside. rolls into the back of the tongue and into the throat. Feel the throat. That's where the karma is stuck. Light it up. Another beam of light enters the top of your skull coming from the heavens, piercing it, lighting up your brain, lighting up your third eye. We'll call on Dr. Pillai in his light body so he can embrace us, connect us to the ancestors, and get the blessings immediately. Om Dram Dattatreya Shiva Baba Namaha. Om Dram Dattatreya Shiva Baba Namaha. Om Dram Dattatreya Shiva Baba Namaha. Now set your intention for this offering to the ancestors, both your biological ancestors and also your exalted divine ancestors. Today's focus is on getting blessings, financial blessings, or wealth blessings. And we'll begin slowly, slowly. Open your eyes. If you have the items, you can follow along with the process. If not, enjoy. With your right hand, you're going to just rinse a little bit. Take your unopened bottle of spring water or tap water if you're close to a tap. And then you can, this is your right hand. You can take your coin, any denomination, any coin, in your right hand. And with the mixture of black sesame seeds and white rice grains, if you have all three, that's fine. If you only have black sesame seeds, that's fine too. And then you can take a small amount and put it on top of the coin, so it just covers the coin. Then if you have some tulsi seeds or tulsi leaves, you can add those to the mix as well. If you have darba grass, then you can add it to the mix as so. If you have a little bit of flower petals, you can add it. So now that you've got your tarpanam offering, the food that the ancestors need, in your right hand, you can make your prayer. Pour a little bit of water on top of the tarpanam. Some will fall into the bowl or into the sink. And then you can say your prayer. So we'll start with 6 generations on our father's side of the family. Please come and accept this offering. This is my heartfelt and soul-felt attempt to ask for forgiveness for whatever I've done to harm you. And I forgive you as well for whatever you've done in your lifetimes that have harmed yourself or others, or even me inheriting it, the pain and the suffering. So please accept this offering, cross over into higher realms, and bless me, bless everyone in our gene pool with peace, prosperity, enlightenment, everything that we need, especially financial gains. And then you can feel it. You can be chanting the mantra, Arut Param Jyoti, Arut Param Jyoti, Tani Param Karune, Arut Param Jyoti. Just pouring slowly the water on the tarpanam, allowing it to just go into the bowl. The coin will drop. You can rinse the rest off. Arut Param Jyoti, Arut Param Jyoti, Tani Param Karune, Arut Param Jyoti. Once again, ask the 6 generations on your father's side of the family to be at peace, to move into heavenly realms, to go to exalted states if that's possible, and bless me and everyone here on the earth plane with peace, prosperity, and enlightenment. And then you can take the coin out of the dish and you can place it again on your right hand palm. You can take a little bit of the tarpanam mixture, adding a little bit of flowers if you have that. If you have some tulsi seeds or some leaves, you can put that. If you have a piece of darba grass, you can put that. Once again, we're going to ask now that 6 generations on your mother's side of the family will come and take this offering. This is my heartfelt prayer, my soul-felt prayer to you. This is all I can do to help you to get what you need, to evolve into higher realms, heavenly realms, exalted realms. Please know that I forgive you for any misdoings or mishappenings. And also please forgive me for the same, so that we can live in peace. You in heavenly realms and me here on the earth plane with all the descendants being joyful and happy with your blessings. So you can pour a little bit of water again and chanting. Arut Param Jyoti, Arut Param Jyoti, Tani Param Karune, Arut Param Jyoti, Arut Param Jyoti, Arut Param Jyoti, Tani Param Karune, Arut Param Jyoti. And we will do one more tarpanam for the world, because we're gathering together as a global community, and we can do that. Whatever we can do for ourselves, the divine is blessing us, the ancestors are blessing us to do something now for the greater good, especially during these COVID lockdown rioting times. Let's pray for peace, prosperity, enlightenment, and wealth for the whole world. Coin, the mixture of black sesame seeds, white rice powder, or white rice greens, or both. A little bit of flowers. And then some tulsi seeds, darba grass. Pour a little bit of water on, and we'll pray for the world, all the ancestors, to come and bless the whole world. Arut Param Jyoti, Arut Param Jyoti, Tani Param Karune, Arut Param Jyoti, Arut Param Jyoti, Arut Param Jyoti, Tani Param Karune, Arut Param Jyoti, Arut Param Jyoti, Arut Param Jyoti, Tani Param Karane Harit Param Jyoti Harit Param Jyoti Harit Param Jyoti. Close your eyes. Make your final heartfelt prayer to 6 generations on your mother's side of the family, 6 generations on your father's side of the family, and exalted ancestors to bless you with peace, prosperity, enlightenment, financial abundance, wealth. Feel them. Thank them for coming in, taking the offering, and giving you the blessings in return. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. Peace to the body, peace to the mind, peace to the soul, peace to the environment, peace to the world. And slowly, slowly come back to yourselves. And when we're ready, you can open your eyes. So here we have this bowl of the offering. What you can do is you can, if you're going to do this offering in the shower, after your shower, Dr. Ply recommends that you do it right away so you don't forget during those daylight hours. You can have a drain catcher in your shower drain, and then it will capture all this. Then you can take it out and just put it in nature. You can put it in your organic waste. You can put it in a river. You could do whatever you want to do with it. There are no hard and fast rules. Generally speaking, we wouldn't want to put it down the toilet because that might clog the toilet. Why we don't let it go down the drain is because these seeds will sprout and you'll have a little clogged drain issue, which blocks finances, according to Boss 2, the science of space and directional strength. So you can just discard this and that will be it. And you can go on with your day knowing that you've honored the ancestors. If during Mahalaya you want to do this 108 times a day, which some people, they do it, it takes quite some time and you have to have the setup. You can go to a riverside, beach, ocean. I'm not sure though with temples if you're allowed to go because of COVID lockdown. So, you know, just Dr. Ply wants us to do this, so do it at home. Hopefully this has been helpful. I just wanted to point out as well that if you take ginger, so this is ginger root, this is fresh ginger root. So this is what it looks like here in Canada. I'm here in Toronto, Canada. So you can just cut a few little pieces. And I've got them here in this little cup. So you can see there's just little pieces there and it's mixed in with honey. So you can just, whatever honey you want to use. And then you can just take one little piece. And these pieces are like the size of a baby fingernail. And what that will do is, if you take that every day after you have your shower, after you offer the tarpanam, and if you take that, that will help to unlock the secrets of wealth, getting wealth from the ancestors. It will transmute the poverty consciousness, scarcity consciousness in the DNA. So that is something that you might want to add to your daily practice. Really super easy, simple. These are Shreem Brazil capsules. And these are the Nambu herbs. And they will get rid of poverty consciousness when you take it. So these are what the capsules look like. They're energized turmeric. Even if you knew the mantra that energized it, you wouldn't understand how it gets unlocked inside of you, because that happens with Satguru, the grace and blessings of Dr. Ply. So you can add that as well, or enlightenment formula. So enlightenment formula is something that it's good for your brain and your body. So, and that will help to transmute the negative DNA or that DNA inside of you that just can't shake poverty consciousness, scarcity consciousness. You can chant the mantra Shreem Brazi today too. I just chanted Arut Param Jyoti because that is the ultimate mantra or hymn to turn the body into light, meaning get rid of all the pain and suffering. Shreem Brazi will do that as well. So you can definitely be chanting Shreem Brazi. So that is it for our demonstration, our setup, and I'll just move the camera so you are actually listening to a face talking to you. So there's Dr. Ply, and I'm back. So thanks everyone for joining. Those of you who need to go, we're going to get into, those of you who are going to stay, we're going to get into a really great sharing about the importance of Mahalaya and my experiences, and perhaps some of you may share as well what your experiences have been studying with Dr. Pillai, going to India, going to these power spots like Rameshwaram. Actually, I do have some Rameshwaram water that I brought back from my most recent trip to India right during COVID lockdown. Oh my God, that was something else. So you can take that even and just spray it, you know, on your tarpanam offering as well. So this is in a little spritzer and you can just spray it, knowing that the ancestors are going to get the blessings of that karma dissolving place. You can also spray it on yourself, and you can spray it on your deities that you pray to. So that's what I wanted to share about the technique, the technology. And now we will open up the, I'll take a look at what people are doing as far as sharing on the chat so that we can answer your questions. But I'd like to discuss what these 15 days are all about and why we would want a Vedic specialist to help us on the other side of the world, going to all those different power spots that, first of all, we can't even get on a plane and go there. Or even if you are in India, it's not so easy to go to Rameshwaram, be by the waterside, and do your tarpanam offering in the traditional way, or to Kashi or any of the places that are going to be activated with your birth store and your name and your ancestors' names, and then the people who you are also sponsoring in your family. So this is the grace and blessings of Dr. Pillai, is that you don't have to hail from the lineage. You don't have to come from the Indian tradition. You can be a Christian like I am, and you could have been raised with a different religion, a different culture, but this is spiritual technology. So this spiritual technology does help you to commune with the ancestors because they're suffering, and their suffering, you share it because we're connected at the level of the DNA. So I'm just going to pop up the shared screen where it will show you what to look for on Pillai Center. And this is the picture, just so that you have it and you're coming from here and you can jump over to Pillai Center. Oh, there it is. Okay, that's what she was talking about. So pop it up. And there you go. So this lifetime of blessings from the exalted ancestors. So what's an exalted ancestor? It can be someone in your gene pool who was very successful in business or in their family life. They had really good health. They had a beautiful life while they were here on the earth plane. They did a lot of really great things. They were very charitable. They made changes to the world. So we have those ancestors. We just need to know how to dial them up. We need to know how to send a text message to them in the spiritual realm. So the tarpanam offering is like a text message. It's zing, it goes there instantaneously. And we need their blessings because, first of all, they can help the ancestors who are struggling. Dr. Pillai has said some ancestors are kind of hanging upside down. So we don't want that to be happening inside of us. We are feeling that emotionally, energetically. And how does it show up in our life? It can be in the form of addictions. So you can be like a gambler where you're not actually going to the slot machine or to the casinos, but you are taking really bad decisions. You're taking high risk decisions, you know, getting into those get rich quick schemes or trying to make a lot of money and then it goes all away. So like a spendthrift. And why are you doing that? Your mind is saying, don't do that. But something else inside of you is making that to happen. Or you're with people in your lives, whether it's a significant other, a spouse, or your kids, and they take all your finances. So there's some addictive personality trait, and that's what we're here to experience as a human being on the earth plane, is this emotional charge. And that emotional charge comes from our connection to the ancestors. So they're going to be you know, the ones who are upset, and that's how they lived in their lifetime, and they can't get into higher realms. So they're going to be acting through us until we wake up and say, I got to stop doing this. And what ancestor is doing this? So the Vedic specialist, as Dr. Ply shared in his most recent video about Mahalaya, which was just the other day, so you can check that out also on Ply Center YouTube. And he shared that, you know, the ancestors, once you make an attempt to offer the tarpanam, they are right there and they will go right inside of your genes, the ones who are exalted, and they will start to clean that up, clean up the scarcity consciousness, poverty consciousness, spendthrift. You just want to throw it all away. In fact, that's what happens with people who win the lotto or they get a windfall. And may have happened to you as well, where you got this huge amount, but you didn't know how to invest it, or you invested it and you lost it all. You won the lotto and it was gone within a couple of years. So that's what it is. We don't have the intelligence to sustain wealth. So we can have the idea, yes, I want this, and you really feel it, and you're so excited about it. Why isn't it happening? The ancestors are blocking. So go take a look at this offering on Ply Center, on Ashravid, if that's your preference, and then go and read about it. And the powerful moons that are coming up are really important for us to get relief for ourselves, because we are connected to the ancestors and they're stuck. They are really suffering. And all they know is the earth plane, and all they know is that recent lifetime where they did all that, and now we're doing it. So as Dr. Ply shares, the genes think. So we want to get out of their thinking and get into our own prosperity consciousness. And once we do that and we make that exchange with them, we make that connection with them, then they go to higher realms. They go where they need to go. Just like when you get money, or you have, you know, a desire to get a bigger house, and then you get your house, you're fulfilled. You're just like, all right, this is awesome. Or you get your car, or whatever it is that you want in life, or you get your education, or your kids come into your life, come back into your life. So ancestral issues can be based around finances, can cause a lot of relationship problems, health problems, mental stress, depression. That is, you think, oh, well, depression just comes through the genes. Yeah, it does, but you got to stop it. So this is the technology that will do it. So there's year-long programs as well. We're going to get into that as we go along in these 15 days, because this is a workshop. We just don't want to talk about it and, you know, you guys go read about it and maybe you'll do it, maybe you won't. But it's something that we don't want you to miss. It's a window of time where you will feel how connected you truly are to the ancestors and how much suffering they're going through, because it's manifesting through you. So we want to make sure that you understand that process. We want to share what Dr. Ply is going to be guiding us to do throughout these next 14 days together, because we're going to be finishing up this first day. And so the 14 days we'll be giving you a video, showing you a video of a message from Dr. Ply that is really potent and relevant for this time period. And it will be amazing, because people will say, oh my God, that's exactly what I was thinking. And this is what happens at the level of the soul and the level of the mind, the body, you align with a Sadguru or a guru who knows the highest truth, the highest wisdom. He has the tools to get you out of your harms and hurdles, to change your destiny. So if you're destined to struggle, well, you can do that, or you can just participate. And that's all it takes, is just showing up. Even if you don't have all the items, you can just show up and you get the blessings. So with that, I'm going to pop back onto the camera and see what people are doing here on the chat, or what they're saying on the chat. So somebody's saying, I usually do tarpanam outside. Is it better to perform the tarpanam by the altar? Thank you. No, you don't have to. I just have it here because I've got to, have the camera set up to do the demonstration. But generally speaking, you can do it in the shower. You take your shower and you can have your sealed container of your tarpanam. So this has it's a plastic container and it has a sealed lid. It has all the ingredients in here. It even has the coin. So you can pop the coin in there. Oh, there it is. It's sealed. So the coin is already in there. And you can have it in your shower. And then what you do is you take your shower and then keep the shower running. You're all cleaned up. And you can be facing in the south direction. Now, some people say, oh my goodness, my tradition says to face the east, or my tradition says to face the north, or whatever direction it is. Just do what works for you. Or you could try it in all the directions and see which ancestors you're going to be propitiating and calling in. So you can have this in your shower, and then you can just pop the lid back on after you do your tarpanam underneath the shower head, and do your say your prayers, get your blessings, and so on. So that's something that you might want to try out in the shower. Let's see here. Oops. Okay, so there's some other questions here. Oh, lovely. People are answering already. Great. Yeah, you can watch if you're in non-daylight hours, because we're trying to, create a time slot based on what your feedback was. And everyone, we had hundreds of people who said, I want to show up at this time slot. So hopefully there are lots of people here. And so it's during daylight hours here in Canada. Toronto, Canada is 2 o'clock for me, the start time in the afternoon. So that's daylight hours. If it's nighttime hours for you, wherever you are, you wouldn't want to be doing the tarpanam. You are going to get the blessings. That's fine, because this is the time zone that we're in. But then do it during your daylight hours, and you can watch this recording to understand the process, get the instructions, go through it with me as well at that time. So daylight hours only, very important. And why? Because there are ancestors who are in really stuck places, and they're kind of scary places, those places in the dark. So if the sun has not yet risen, or the sun has not yet set, all right, it already set at the end of the day, then you may feel kind of an agitation. It'd be great to hear from people who had an experience where maybe they were participating in this offering today, or in their regular practice if you've been doing tarpanam for a while. Some people say that they can feel the ancestors coming into and feeding, like actually taking the offering. Or they will be looking at their hand and the black sesame seeds are jumping on the hand, or their hand is really shaking, or their body is shaking. So those are indicators. Or you got a really pounding headache, or body pain all of a sudden is just like shooting pain or stabbing pain, or some kind of physical pain, or just angst and fear or anxiety, or you're upset for no reason. Well, that's your ancestors leaving you. And when they leave you to go into those realms, they will be kind of like kicking back because they've only known you. They've only known hanging out with you. So for your whole life or whatever age it is that you're doing this tarpanam. So you might have a physical experience. Maybe afterwards you might have some insights, or you might have some lucid dreaming, or maybe you are very tired, a lot of energy coming in, and you have some, you know, memories that come up or dreams with the ancestors. Make sure that after those kinds of interactions or those experiences with your ancestors, you can take a quick shower. That's the best thing to do. And if that's not possible, then go out for a walk, get into nature, and just help your own physical, mental, emotional state of being at this point in time, or that point in time, to release anything. And a lot of people have, you know, they were never able to forgive the ancestors, or they were never able to forgive, you know, for example, if your mother or father passed away and you had a challenging relationship here on the earth plane in this lifetime, and they're no more, and you have all these regrets, or you're like, oh, good riddance. And so there, it's always been a really terrible existence, energetically speaking. And then also in your life, I was never blessed, they never loved me, all the rest, that might all get lifted. So that's what will happen as we ask the ancestors to go to higher realms. Then they start to bless us, and we're like, oh my God, this is all we needed to do to heal our relationship. So as Dr. Ply shared, sometimes you can heal your relationship when they are passed or crossed over much easier, more readily than you can when they're here on the earth plane, because it's a physical, solid state of existence. And we kind of get stuck. We're stuck inside of ourselves. Oh yeah, we want to forgive, but do we really? We have got a lot of conditions about that. So, and yet deep, deep in the core of our being, we want to be forgiving and be forgiven. So this tarpanam is all about that. It's going to depths of compassion that you didn't even know you could access. And so there may be some crying, there may be some, you know, cathartic releases, like you're, you know, shaking and everything. So take care, be very careful to take care, full of care, careful. So you want to take care of yourself, rest if you need to. Don't be going out too much. There's some really great videos by Vijaya Lakshmi. She's a Vedic astrologer at Ashraved, and she has a series of Mahalaya to-dos and to-don'ts. Don't do. So just check those out. Now, she comes from the Indian tradition, and she will be sharing with you about the do's and don'ts as per her tradition. With Dr. Ply, this is what he has given us the authority to share with everyone here. And of course, it's all his grace and blessings. We are just the people who are presenting it to you, or demonstrating it for you, or taking you through the process. You can modify anything that I've done as well. If another mantra comes to you, like Om Namah Shivaya or Om Namo Narayanaya, or if you're into Hanuman, you can sing the Hanuman Chalisa, because he is also closely associated with the ancestors. Karpasamy is the god of justice, and here is a small image of him. So he is the Vishnu avatar, the Kalki avatar of the golden age. And you can see him here. Maybe you can see from here, there's this sword, and he just cuts through all the injustice. And especially he will help to help us to come out of ancestral harms and challenges that we inherited and we didn't sign up for it, which it's just part of our karma that we have to transmute. So this is the way we can do it. It's not just change for the better. We're totally transmuting it. It is leaving us. And when any energy leaves us, there's a void inside of us. So the DNA is craving for the exalted ancestors to come in, and then they can take over and bless us. So I'm just going to go back to the chat. All right, so people are sharing back and forth about ancestors. When we do the ginger and honey, do we need to say a prayer? You can. You can say, I'm taking this ginger and honey, thanks to the Tamil Siddha tradition or Dr. Ply, the divine beings, the exalted masters who have gone before me. And you can say that as I'm taking it in, even with the Shrimbrazi or enlightenment formula or any of the Nambu herbs, please transmute poverty consciousness, get it out of me, just diffuse it, and then bring in prosperity consciousness. So it's going to heal that consciousness that you're stuck with. You inherited it and you can't think it away. So it's a divine secretive technology. And it also has so many medicinal properties as well. So you can read about honey and ginger, just what it will do for your health. And it's only a very small amount. So those people who are just joining, this is little chopped up pieces of honey and mixed in with chopped up pieces of the ginger mixed in with the honey. And I just stick this in my fridge. And then you can just take a little piece and chew on it a little bit. You don't have to take too much, because some people are like, ugh, so bitter. You can even slice it, those little pieces, even more. But when you read about it on the internet, you will find out, oh my goodness. And you can even Google it and say TARPANAM ancestor blessings, eating ginger and honey. And maybe you'll get some more information about that. But we don't want to be too overloaded with knowledge. We just want to do the thing, as Dr. Ply says, do the thing. And that will be much faster in changing the situation around that you're having challenges with. So again, today was the first moon of the 15 moons of Mahalaya, and we focused on wealth and financial stability or investment consciousness. We want to build that inside of us instead of what we've inherited, which is scarcity consciousness. Money is bad, money is evil. How many times did we hear that growing up? Or all rich people are awful and you're not, so that's what we've inherited. We've been educated in that way, that if you don't have money, then you are blank. If you do have money, then you are fill in the blank. So we want to get rid of all of that and just resonate with wealth consciousness, and then have everything that we need in life, and so that we can help others and be charitable, so that we're evolving to that state of enlightened or exalted. We don't have to die yet. We can be that in life with all the blessings. And that's what happens. As Dr. Ply shared in that video webinar the other day, he just said, if you could, somebody was saying, well, what is an exalted ancestor? It can be someone like Bill Gates, who his ancestors are definitely blessing him. He's the richest guy 16 times. I think he's been crowned that. Not that you're going to want to do that or live that kind of life. You may just want to have everything that you need and not worry about finances or worry about your health or relationships or bickering and fighting or inheritances that are you got cheated out of, or you cheated someone else out of. You want to get rid of that karma. So the ancestors will even come and correct that. So so that's what I wanted to share today about participating in this Mahalaya practice. Someone is saying here, sesame seed, can I use white sesame seeds, beige sesame seeds? Yes, you can. You can order all this stuff online. If you can get the black, that's the best. But if you can only get the beige ones, that's cool. Don't worry about it. But try and order it online. Someone has suggested that as well. Great. And you will feel the difference. I tried. I used the beige ones, and I was like really tuning in, and I used it for some time. And then I went back to the black and I went, wow, this really is science. This is a spiritual science. It's not that the beige ones didn't do it, but the black ones, because see, the black sesame seeds are associated with Lord Saturn. So here's another exalted being or ancestor. And Lord Saturn, here I have a Saturn lamp. Lord Saturn delivers our karma. So Vedic astrology, if you know anything about that, or you don't need to, you just need to know that Lord Saturn is the ruler of karma. And what we offer him to appease him is sesame oil and black sesame seeds. I can tip this. There we go. So you can see here, there's the black sesame seeds. So it makes sense that our karma, what we're doing, what we're thinking, how we're being, how the ancestors are delivering the karma to us through our genes, it comes from Lord Saturn. So there's the connection, the black sesame seeds. And then you can do that and just have that, have this lamp going for the 15 days as well. It's very small. Even if you don't have a fabulous little brass one here, you can, you know, create a dish, you know, preferably metal, and then put the black sesame seeds and get some black or sesame oil. And you will experience that connection to Lord Saturn, who is connected to Lord Yama, the god of death, and so on. So we really want you to understand that this is a play of consciousness that you can easily and readily access. And Ancestor Tarpanam are offering during Mahalaya, you'll really feel it. So other times of the year, daily throughout, even myself and many people who have shared, I just keep doing my Tarpanam, but I'm not, things aren't really happening, or don't think that I don't feel anything. Things aren't really moving because it's not the exalted time. It's not the most powerful time. It's not a power time. So this is a power time we don't want to miss, because throughout the year, we may not feel it. We may not understand it. And we will be waiting a little bit longer for those things to unfold. But if we do it during the power time, during Mahalaya, and all throughout afterwards, then it builds and builds, because you're clearing out all that negative congested energy, curses, and so on. But we'll get into that. Yes, Adrienne is saying, please, the ginger and honey, do we eat it after the Tarpanam? Yeah, you offer the Tarpanam, you eat the ginger and honey, and pray for prosperity. Absolutely. They say, and this is a they say, is that, you know, don't eat before you do your Tarpanam. Now, some people, they have to go off to work, you know, before the sun rises, and then, you know, and then the sun, they're going to be finished work, and when the sun, after the sun is set. So what do? Well, they can take their shower in the morning, and they could take their little container of the Tarpanam with them, or if you're working from home, then you can have it. And then as soon as the sun rises for you, you can do it. Or if you're really busy and you're booked up with meetings, whatever it is, or you got the kids going and everything is happening, then towards the end of the day, you can do it. Oh, but geez, I already ate throughout the day. Then that's okay. God only knows. Maybe just splash some water, brush your teeth, and then do your offering before the sun sets. So no hard and fast rules, as Dr. Ply shares, is the 21st century. So we've got to adapt it to everyone's lifestyle so they can do it. This is the main thing. Do the thing, do the offering, and you will feel it. And not only will you feel it, you will get the blessings, and you will see what you're really holding on to energetically. So you can think things, but emotionally you're charged, because the ancestors are emotionally charged as well inside of you. So you've got to appease them, calm them down, cleanse the soul level, give them what they need. They'll go. And then I'm in bliss. And they are blessing me. Yeah, so there's all these do's and don'ts, Katja. So again, please, the Indian tradition has do's and don'ts. Dr. Ply's tradition is, or Dr. Ply's teachings are that please do it rather than don't do it. So you have his blessings because you're here. And if you are studying with him, you just know, okay, I can do this Tarpanam, and you do it. It's a spiritual technology, and that's what it is. Oh, Melanie is saying here, I could feel strong tingling while giving the offerings and was crying all the way through. Could feel my dad's presence so strongly. There you go. So now you know that your father is presenting his spirit to you, or you're feeling that spiritual connection. You're feeling that emotion, that emotional connection. So what you want to do is ask yourself, is it a good thing, because it can be tears of joy, and he is now going into these heavenly realms, Or is it that he has been disturbed and is disturbing you and it's bringing a lot of upset? So keep doing the tarpanam. Sometimes people will repeat it again and again and again. You can do it 108 times. We started with 6 generations because that's what the tradition Dr. Ply has shared, that about 6 generations before each and every one of us, we have a really strong connection to them. So we're living their lives out. We're living, their thoughts. You might even look like your ancestors or dress like them. Definitely you will have their nose or their eyes, or, because people say, oh, you look just like your mother who has passed away. Or you look like your grandfather or your grandfather, great uncle, or, so someone who has passed away, we still have them in our physical features. And then in our personality, oh, you're just like your grandmother who was so, and you're like, I am, oh. So we will know that we are, and we will know too, no one has to tell us. So that's how connected we are. And that's why this technology is so super fabulous. It's a win-win for you and for the ancestors and everyone in your life. Even if they don't do the tarpanam, they're going to benefit. So check out Ply Center, check out the services that are being done on your behalf, which you couldn't even do even if you were there. So during this Paksha, because they're done all over. So you couldn't even jump on a plane fast and go do it fast enough every day. So it's being done, and at the level of the soul, that's what we want to get to. We want to clean up the soul, because we can think we don't have poverty consciousness or scarcity consciousness, or we're all fabulous people. But then that's the thinking mind. And as Dr. Ply says, it's kind of delusional. It will just accept, well, life is okay. Well, there's a little bit of pain and suffering, cancer, no money. Hello, you don't have to live like that. Suffering is optional. So you can get the blessings, and this will be done on your behalf, and it will be done by the Vedic specialists who see those souls who are going to be giving you lots of problems, and then they will negotiate on our behalf to say, hey, you know what, you need to go to some other place and play that out, or why don't you try getting exalted? And so they will kind of battle it out, duke it out, because they can see. That's what their specialty is. Just like a surgeon can see when there's all just blood and guts and everything, and you're doing brain surgery. I used to work in an operating room. So I used to watch the surgeons and I go, how can you even see that small blood vessel, like that little tiny thing? And it really is. They just go in and they can see it. They see with their whole being. And then they clamp it and the person survives and thrives. It's just like, whoa, how does that happen? Because they're specialists. So that's what the Vedic specialists are for us. If you participate in the year-long tarpanam, which I so recommend that you do, that's what I do, and I've done it for years. It has cleaned up all the problems in not only my life, in my family's life, all my siblings, parents, my father, my mother's passed away, the aunts and uncles, the cousins, things are all getting cleared up. And I'm like, really? Yes, really. So it's a spiritual science. It's beyond this body. It's beyond this mind. It's beyond the thinking. How does it happen? Just get her done, as Dr. Ply says. And I can definitely say that it has and continues to be of the highest service for everyone. So with that, let's wrap it up, and we will continue on. We'll answer your questions tomorrow. So come and join us as well, and then bring your tarpanam kit with you. Even if you just have the sesame seeds, that's all you need, and some water. Otherwise, you can watch this recording. So thank you all for joining. God bless you all. Thanks to Dr. Ply for giving us this opportunity to not only pray for ourselves, our ancestors, but to pray for the world, the ancestors of the world, so we can evolve to a beautiful existence of peace, prosperity, enlightenment, heaven on earth. God bless.